Please welcome to his podcast, a show that is can't miss week after week. It's Figure Four. Now, Figure Four, I have just one question for you before I turn over the microphone. What's up your ass lately? The people really want to know.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Today we have on the podcast none other than Alfred Huxley. Alfred is the owner, pretty much the driving force behind DWP and the new promotion that he just recently acquired, BWC. We're going to talk about all those things. So welcome to the podcast, Mr. Huxley. So, Alfred, do I call you Lord Huxley now, or is Alfred okay?
Alfred's fine.
Okay. So, Alfred, coming into some money, you have a background in wrestling. Did you have any background in the creative end of the business prior?
Not a great deal. I mean, I was always better entertainment side. A bit of a spot monkey. My technique was never there. I done better backstage with the creative ideas anyway. In every promotion I worked for. So yeah, now I've got this opportunity.
Okay.
We've relaunched DWP, rebranded that, and there's other opportunities on the table coming our way. So WGM Universe we're growing, and we are going to be the brand, the federation for wrestling.
That is awesome, and obviously you can see those DWP and upcoming BWC shows on the WGM Universe YouTube channel. You can access that through the WrestleNerd.com Discord channel and get all those updates automatically as well. So let's kind of shift gears and talk about DWP. You recently had a massive event in the No Escape cage match with Paragon Jack and Wildcat Joey. I'm sure you heard the podcast with Jack, and a lot of the rumor going around was that he was just leaving and taking the belt with him, going home. In talking to him, he's saying, no, we're in the middle of contract negotiations. How are those negotiations going with Paragon?
Well, Jack is Jack. I've known Jack for gone on 20 years. We was in BWC together when Jack started. Jack will always see a molehill and turn it into a mountain. The negotiations are pretty much done. He's having a little bit of time to himself. But yeah, he's coming back to DWP, and he knows he is. He wants to wrestle the best, and that's where we are. We're bringing Brandon Judge over from ASC. We've got Ray Daniels coming back after his hiatus in MMA. Ray Daniels is coming back. El Lavario's stopped doing his music tour. He's coming back. So we've got some absolute legends, and Jack wants to be here more than anything. He's just Jack Lazarus.
Well, and there is definitely only one Paragon Jack Lazarus. That is for sure. The match between Wildcat Joey and Paragon Jack at the No Escape cage match, it looked to me, and also to the coach, and I want your opinion, did it look like Joey was 100%? It looked to me like his left knee was really torn up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he was medically passed. The fitness and health of our competitors always come first. but it was a close call. Joey had to work so hard with his rehabilitation and his physio. He was determined to get ready for that cage match. At one point, it was touch and go. He told us he was all right. He told the doctor he was okay, he could do it. But yeah, he wasn't the same Joey that we'd seen for two years prior to that.
Well, in seeing that match, I don't know if you heard what Paragon had to say about he fell down and hit his leg on a chair.
Let's listen to what the Paragon had to say
during the match. Just want your comment on the no escape cage match, and I hear you laughing.
There was
There
was nothing wrong with his knee. He can make all the excuses in the world. I beat him within minutes, and that's the situation. He can talk about how he injured his knee, blah blah blah. The sensational six, how they destroyed his knee, blah blah blah. He lost.
So, Alfred, obviously, Paragon has his own unique spin on how things went down. But offline, you and I have had some conversations, and we talked a lot about how the no escape match really launched DWP back into the wrestling stratosphere. And during that conversation, we also, brought up a few names. Do you care to go ahead and comment?
Well, the saga was already occurring. I mean, the original DWP followers, obviously, they've got a really loyal following. This was going on for a couple of weeks, months before I purchased the promotion. And I saw the potential in it immediately, which is why we focused on it. That's why our relaunch as DWP, as a part of the WGM universe, it is a brand of WGM. So that was always going to be, in my mind, the thing that launched WGM and the new WDP brand. It just grew, didn't it? I mean, Sensational Six can never stop themselves from getting involved. That tag team match with Trey Chambers, I think, was one of the best matches you've seen for a decade that wasn't on a PPV. And yeah, as you say, it has relaunched us. We found new fans. We're already growing as a brand. And as soon as Jack comes back and we can start putting the world title back on show, I think it'll fly. Joey is a bit gutted, obviously. You've had a chat with him about losing his streak, but he's determined to prove himself. Yeah, it's a bright future.
Well, speaking of the future, I know you and I have had some conversations offline, not for the public to hear, but I want you to only talk about what you're comfortable with revealing here. We've got to talk BWC, and where do you stand with BWC? What's the near future look like for BWC?
BWC is my starting block. It's what I grew up watching. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a BWC superstar, and I was lucky enough to do that. I mean, I know it was the support of my family and the financial backing I had from my granddad, and his connections got me in there. And unfortunately, being the life of a pro wrestler and competing at that level isn't for everybody. So as soon as we got hold of DWP, I started looking at a crossover, and you've got the privilege for me to announce live that BWC is now a member of the WGM universe. It is our second brand. It's the black and green brand, and we are launching on the 30th of June.
Wow. So you're going to have quite the full plate, having two promotions, being executive producer for both of those. Do you have anyone that you turn to help from a management standpoint of not just the business end of things, but also the creative end of things? Because, in all honesty, creative is what draws the eyes. And if you can keep it interesting, they keep watching. So do you have any people lined up to help you on either end of the business there?
BWC creative hasn't really ever been a problem. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of the episodes with it being a British brand, but we allow the roster to run. They create their characters. They have a real strong say in the direction they want their accounts to build, what their storylines, and it's what makes BWC BWC. And we're not changing anything. DWP is still going to be a mainstream family program, and as you say, we've got help. I mean, he doesn't like to show it, but Jack is sensationally creative. I mean, getting his mum to drive him out of the arena from No Escape. I mean, where did that idea come from? So we've got help in DWP, obviously, with legends like Max Wayne coming back, Ray Daniels. We've got some help, and BWC just creates itself. I mean, violence breeds violence, and that's what BWC is built on.
So, Alfred, you've got BWC, you've got DWP. Obviously, we're putting those all under one umbrella with the WGM universe. Talk to us about the WGM universe and what your vision is for the WGM universe.
Well, you said earlier, we've had a few chats offline. Got to keep a few cards close to the chest at the moment. This is the beginning. It's early days. We've got to concentrate on what we've got so far. We've got to keep brands as they are, keep the product going, the two we've got at the moment. But WGM Universe, I would not be surprised if there was more added soon. We're happy with just one promotion, just one federation. So many different wrestling fans, like so many different types of wrestling. What I don't understand why it all has to be the same. I mean, the luchador style, Mexico, the British extreme style, the mainstream American style, and that's not. We haven't even mentioned Japan. You'd be amazed the wrestlers that are coming out of the Pacific and Australia and New Zealand at the moment. They've all got their own little traditions. They've all got their own little personalities, and WGM is going to include the entire world.
So you did mention earlier that you had been in Itchy Bum, and obviously is Japan something that's on your radar right now?
Japan, well, Japan was an amazing time. I didn't really take into Japan. I'd always been a baby face, and obviously in Japan, if you're not Japanese, you're a heel. Simple as, really. So, but I loved it. The wrestlers out there I've met, I'm still in contact with a lot of them. And the Purozu style of wrestling, which is the Japanese style of wrestling, is sensational. As I said earlier, it's a personality all in itself. It was something I would really be interested in. However, there's nothing concrete yet, but never say.
Awesome. So, Alfred, first of all, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on DWP and the hopefully successful launch of the BWC. I guess that would be a relaunch of the BWC.
Oh, it's going to be a relaunch. It's going to be our first match that's been confirmed is Jill the Ripper against Grim. You know, the 7'3" giant in a 2 out of 3 falls match. It's going to be definitely one for the ages.
Well, actually, I saw the pre-tape of Jill the Ripper and Grim in a confrontation, and Jill the Ripper telling Grim her voice was deeper than his. I sense a chant from the BWC universe saying chipmunk.
Yeah, he's definitely a chipmunk there. I mean, you wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of him. He is generally, the guy is 7'3", and he's got to walk through a door sideways. He is a monster when he's in the ring. He's a quiet lad, and as he said in that promo, he's obviously just worn too much tight lycra over the past 25 years.
So, again, thank you for your time, Lord Alfred Huxley. If people want to reach out to you, how do they do that?
So Twitter, WGM Universe, that's at Universe WGM. That's the WGM Universe Twitter. So the handle again is Universe WGM. Direct to me. On Discord, it is Alfred Huxley, and on Reddit is Alfred Huxley.
And your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so that is the WGM Universe. There's links on the Discord, Reddit, and Twitter sites as well.
All right, awesome. And again, thank you for your time, Alfred. This video will be on the WGM Universe channel. It will also be available through our Discord at thewrestlenerd.com. Do you have anything you want to say to your audience, your fans, and DWP and BWC before we go?
Yes, of course. Wrestling's nothing without the fans. It's what we do it for. It's why the wrestlers get into it. It's why the creatives and the promoters get into it. The world wouldn't be, wrestling wouldn't exist without our loyal fans. Interact with us. Get in contact. You know, this is an interactive world. You know, we are a WGM universe, but we're not a closed universe. Get in touch. I'd like to hear from you.
Awesome. So thank you, Alfred. Coach, thank you for the warm introduction. This is Figure 4 on the Figure 4 podcast with Lord Alfred Huxley. Everybody have a great day.
Never.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know who this is. I am the coach. Now listen, I've seen a lot of cool, fun things come out of the world of wrestling. There is nothing I like more than seeing somebody get into it. There's nothing I like more than seeing a big group of people that all love one thing, that can chat about it, be about it, and enjoy it. And that's exactly what the WGM universe is all about. Sure, you can be the smartest mark. Sure, you can be the biggest wrestling nerd that you want to be. But guess what? We're doing it all together. Now, I do want to say this. There's an incredible Wrestling GM app. Download it. Come play with us. And of course, go to the WGM Universe YouTube channel. Follow. Subscribe. Turn on the notifications. You never know when new content is going to drop right into your feed. It's the WGM Universe. Be a part of the experience. I'm the coach, and I am